We all know and love the massive battleships and cruisers and carriers seen in movies and shows, those which are in oceans and in outer space. The oceanic ones have real-life versions, while space ones are entirely fictional, for now. These are common tropes in TV and movies, and they are easily identifiable vehicles in fiction. But there is a third lesser-known type of such ships. These are the airships which can leave the seas and oceans, but cannot leave the atmosphere. They can't go into space. These are the atmospheric flying ships. So let's take a look at a few of these marvelous vehicles in this video. So let's begin with the most famous flying ship out there, which is due to the popularity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, pre-Endgame times. The helicarrier, with a length of more than 300 meters, is a massive flying aircraft carrier used by S.H.I.E.L.D. and serves as a mobile headquarters and a command center. It first appeared in Avengers 2012, where it played a central role in assembling Earth's mightiest heroes. There were also 3 of them which appeared later in Captain America the Winter Soldier, but they were controlled by the evil Hydra organization. Anyway, the MCU helicarrier is designed as a hybrid between a sea-based aircraft carrier and a high-tech flying fortress. While it resembles a traditional naval carrier, it is far more advanced in both technology and scale. The most iconic feature is its ability to fly. Instead of a hull that only floats on water, the helicarrier is also lifted into the air by 4 massive turbine rotors, which are located at each corner of the ship. These function like giant ducted fans and can pivot to allow vertical takeoff and hovering. The turbines are powerful enough to keep the entire ship airborne and are stable enough at high altitudes to keep the ship going on for a long time, essentially turning the carrier into an airborne base. It can also become invisible to radar and visual detection by using advanced cloaking technology, which includes refractive panels on the hull that renders it invisible to the naked eye and sensors. It also carries a lot of aircrafts like the F-35 or the Quinjets and also others. There are quite a few flying ships out there, but none look weirder than the flying ships from the fictional setting of John Carter from Mars, and these are called the flying ships of Barsoom, which are used for transport and also warfare by the natives there on planet Mars. They are also commonly referred to as flyers or as light ships in the more recent movie remake. These flyers here were developed using something called the 8th ray, which is also called the ray of propulsion, a very mysterious electromagnetic ray which are stored in buoyancy tanks which allows them to float up. Such a flyer can take off and land vertically in an area only slightly larger than the flyer itself, and the ship's engines are run using a marvelous, enigmatic concentrated Martian fuel. As for the design of these ships, they have quite a few range of different looks, but they have also open hulls, which means the people there, the crew there, are exposed to the open air, but they also sport what seems to look like numerous dragonfly-like wings on the sides, which are mistaken for sails, but they may be used for turning and maneuvering. Now back to Earth, another famous flying ship here is just a Zeppelin, but unlike other blimps and airships, this one has quite a large gondola attached to the large helium-filled envelope. The spirit of adventure is this massive Zeppelin owned by Charles Muntz in a movie called Up, which was made by Disney and Pixar. It is of course inspired by the real-world airships, but it features 8 pivoting engines that allows it to maneuver with vectored thrust, which is why it isn't just another blimp. It is quite a flying ship in its own right. The vessel also functions as a flying aircraft carrier, launching biplanes from its hull. Inside, it's like a floating mansion, complete with a dining room, a bridge, and even a hall filled with animal skeletons that Muntz had collected on his travels. In the film's old newsreel, it is said to be longer than 22 Prohibition paddy wagons, hinting at a length of over 550 feet, but its true length is actually around 1300 feet, with a hull diameter of about 100 feet, making it one of the largest fictional airships ever depicted in animation. Now moving on, we have the Cloud Base, which is this massive flying aircraft carrier that operates 40,000 feet above the Earth's surface and serves as the command headquarters for the Spectrum organization in the classic series called Captain Scarlet and the Mysterians. Built to remain politically neutral, Cloud Base floats above all nations rather than within any one country's borders. It stays aloft using powerful hover thrusters and is considered one of the most secure military installations ever. In the rebooted new Captain Scarlet series, its modern counterpart is called Skybase. Anyway, Cloud Base features a wide range of specialized rooms and facilities, though not always shown. It's assumed that Cloud Base also contains a gym, a mess hall, firing ranges, and hangars for Spectrum's various aircraft such as helicopters, magnacopters, and passenger jets. In terms of technical specifications, Cloud Base is 630 feet long, 330 feet wide. It weighs an enormous 87,000 tons and typically houses 593 personnel, though it can support up to 600. Then back to animation, we have the flying battleships of the anime movie called Howl's Moving Castle. The film is set in a fictional kingdom where both magic and early 20th century technology are intermixed like some sort of a diesel punk fantasy setting. In it, there are these flying battleships which are huge airships that float and fly through the sky using 12 metal wings that can flap like a bird's. These ships are used in war and can drop bombs from a large bay underneath, which causes immense destruction and mayhem. They are also armed with a lot of guns and can release strange flying creatures that look like tadpoles from the back. The ships are operated by a creepy, shadowy set of figures called the Blobmen. There are different types of these airships too, and they come in colors like red, yellow, and silver, with different wing shapes and designs. These are by far some of my favorite due to their steampunk elements. So still in the realm of animation, we have here next the Leviathan, which is an imposing dreadnought class battle zeppelin which is featured in The War of the Worlds Goliath, which is an animated movie and a retelling of the famous work by H.G. Wells, but this one is set in an alternate Earth. So the ship here is a colossal vessel that flies and represents a fusion of early 20th century human technology and reverse-engineered Martian tech, making it a formidable weapon in the battle against the Martian invaders during the Second Martian War. Its core is powered by a steam plant, providing the energy needed to fuel its propulsion systems. The Leviathan is equipped with 3 massive rocket engines at the rear and having a radar system mounted at the mast, which is capable of detecting threats and monitoring a vast area for early detection. As a flying fortress, the Leviathan is heavily armed and was built for both offensive and defensive combat. It boasts a variety of weapons, which includes heavy machine guns for anti-personnel defense and anti-aircraft guns for engaging, of course, enemy aircraft. And also, it has a human-made heat ray cannon which is based on stolen Martian technology. The Leviathan can accommodate a crew of 120, along with 100 soldiers. It also has space to house an impressive fleet of aircraft and tripods, which includes 5 triplanes, 10 biplanes, and a range of Martian-inspired war machines. The ship carries 28 tripod machines that were built by humans that can be deployed quickly during combat to support the ground forces or engage enemy forces in aerial operations, thus making this one of the best blimps ever. Now heading over to Sky Captain and the World of Tomorrow, here we are again greeted by Diesel Punk. This is a pulp adventure science fiction film which covers the exploits of Joseph Sullivan, aka Sky Captain, as he attempts to track down a mysterious scientist intent on reshaping the course of human existence within an alternate 1939, where the rise of Hitler never broke out into the global war, which is also known as World War II. In this timeline, massive aircrafts and airborne aircraft carriers exist. One such type is called the Mobile Airstrip, which are powered by 4 massive rotors for thrust and hovering. This airstrip serves as a mobile command post, a missile launcher platform, or even an aircraft carrier, and typically carries a squadron of amphibious fighter craft for both defense and attack. These massive aerial vehicles are also armed with multiple cannons, including small guns and 4 large turrets. It also has radar systems and the ability to launch radar-guided missiles, which are technology far beyond its current era, but then again, it's sci-fi. And talking about sci-fi, here we are in Doctor Who with the HMS Valiant, which was the name given to a large, earthbound, flying aircraft carrier used by humans during the early 21st century. The design and function of the Valiant is very similar to the SHIELD helicarrier from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It is also very similar to both Cloud Base and Sky Base from Jerry Anderson's series Captain Scarlet. It was used during the first human contact with the aliens known as the Tok'ra Fane. It was also the place where the 10th Doctor and his companions were imprisoned. It later became the only point in time unaffected by a paradox machine, allowing it to move through time. It was later called into action during the Sonataran invasion and during the Dalek invasion, where the ship was attacked and ultimately destroyed. And then lastly, from the Japanese movie industry from Toho, we have here the aerial base. Yeah, that's not a fancy name, I know, merely just a definition of what it is. Anyway, the aerial base in Ultraman Gaia is a massive airborne aircraft carrier and a headquarters operated by the God Organization. It is 600 meters in length and is equipped with advanced technologies including repulsor lift systems, anti-proton physics, and a lot of that jazz. But it is also powered by steam plant and also by rocket engines and jet engines, which enables it to shift positions quickly. But the repulsor lift is the core of the ship that generates magnetic energy for levitation. It is also a warship, remember, and its arsenal includes interceptor systems, launches, missiles, and autocannons. But is it impressive looking? Now, if you like this video, then check this other one too, and if you want to browse for other sci-fi and Warhammer content, then check out our channel. So subscribe and like for support. Till the next time, take care, boys.